You people demanded more Michael Knowles videos, so here we go.
There is a portal, which is a modern art project, but it's meant to look like a portal, a rip in space-time.
When it's really more like a giant FaceTime.
In New York City and Dublin, Ireland. And the way the portal works is there is a live feed 24/7 in a little square in Manhattan and in Ireland. And people can just walk up and kind of wave, and they can see through to another world, another culture, and we can all connect, man. Isn't that so amazing? Wow.
Yeah, really amazing that we can do exactly what we've been doing for the last 30 years or so.
Modern technology allowing us to reach across the ocean.
Yeah, I myself was talking over video to people in the Philippines more than 20 years ago. There was Yahoo Messenger, there was Pal Talk, both with video chat, both released in 1998, and there were all sorts of others too.
So how is this being used?
Pretty much the same way we used it back then.
A young woman at the camera. She's there just kind of around.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we were doing back then as well.
What is it being used for? It's being used for offending people, and that's it.
Yeah, 'cause you're another one that finds the female body so offensive. You know, maybe if morons like you weren't so triggered by the sight of some enlarged modified exocrine glands, people wouldn't feel the need to do it. Also, why don't we have any videos from the Irish side?
Do you know what people use their phones for? Occasionally to make a call, occasionally a text, maybe occasionally GPS. Mostly what they use their phone for is posting offensive things.
Because people get offended by them. And sure, some things we probably should be offended by, but most of them are completely harmless. And if you're someone who gets bent out of shape by boobies, you're part of the problem. Remember, it wasn't the offensive 9/11 memes that got the portal shut down. It was the boobies.
But it just shows you how the schemes of the globalists, the utopians, the liberals, how they always come crashing down.
What? What does that have to do with a woman flashing her boobs over the internet? You're going off the rails again, Knowles.
We're going to build a tower to Babel, baby.
You realize we've already built many towers much higher than the Tower of Babel, with no revenge from God for the offense, creating a bunch of new languages to confuse us into not doing that again, right? 'Cause remember, that's what the story was about. Humans were building a tower, and since heaven was literally in the sky according to the Old Testament, if they could build a tower reaching it, there was nothing they wouldn't be able to accomplish. Which anyone else would consider to be an inspiring speech. But not old Yahweh. He just had to put a stop to that. That all-powerful God just couldn't handle the competition. And just so you know, the tower was described as being 463 cubits tall, or just under 212 meters, shorter than the Eiffel Tower. And think of everything we've built that's taller than that, while at the same time creating a global network and communicating all around the world, and God does nothing about it.
Because it's a fallen world, and because there is original sin and concupiscence. And frankly, the more you bring everybody together with one common language and one common experience and a big tower that goes up to the sky, actually, the worse things are going to get.
But things aren't getting worse. By every conceivable metric, people are getting wealthier, global starvation is at an all-time low, and we've even got COVID in the rear view. The doomsaying just isn't going to work anymore. It gets harder and harder to convince people that they're miserable the more safe and happy and comfortable their lives are. And people consistently report that their lives get happier the older they get. And that's pretty much it. He digresses and then goes on a rant about Trump haters for the rest of the video. I guess another thing that offends him is coherent thoughts. Seriously, he says Trump 14 times in the remaining 4 minutes and 36 seconds of the video. That's one Trump every 20 seconds in a video about a woman flashing a portal. I think this guy's got an unhealthy obsession, if you ask me. So thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, leave a comment, and go to donate.bogosity.tv to keep me doing what I do. And check out all the great content here, like this video selected just for you.